Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of the Gaming Owl, episode 21. Today is February 25th, 2025. Please make sure you like and subscribe. I know it's my first time saying that because I really don't like saying that at all. So please make sure you like and subscribe and follow us so you can catch any content, any videos we put out. Today I'm being joined by Johnny
Hello there.
and BJ.
What up? What up?
And D'Lo will be joining us soon. He will be on soon. He'll be joining us soon. We got a packed show for you guys today. Talking a little bit about the PS5 sale numbers, the PS5 State of Play that was over a week ago, and Avowed, the new Xbox game that's on Game Pass and on Xbox systems, and also PC. So I want to get started with what we've been playing, what we've been watching. Maybe we can talk about a little bit of Civ because I know both of you guys said y'all might talk about it a little bit more. So Johnny, get us started.
Yeah, I've been playing Civ. I've been playing Civ 7, and I think I do got a lot to say probably about it. So maybe we'll get there at some point. But yeah, let's see. Other than that, I played a couple of games of League this week, but mostly been playing Civ 7.
All right, let me see.
BJ?
Yeah. I also been playing Civ. I'm about 42 hours in right now, so I've been putting a lot of time into it. But it seems like, at least for me, man, it's a lot. It's a lot going on, man, in gaming between Civ coming out. I was playing the Monster Hunter beta when it was out. Avowed came out on Game Pass, so I've been playing that. It's a lot, man. And then the full release of Monster Hunter getting ready to come out on Friday, I believe. So it's kind of getting hard for me to keep up a little bit right now.
Okay. How you liking that? Well, I guess we're gonna get to that, but just a quick message. How you liking that Avowed? Just some quick.
I like it. I mean, I've been having fun with it. I was playing it yesterday. And I've been enjoying it. I'm curious about the story. Like I can't give it a good or bad yet 'cause I haven't gotten far enough. But right now, it's got me curious to see what's going on. So it's keeping me playing.
Okay.
Um, and I like the combat. I like the dodge and system and how the enemies have different types of attacks or whatever, where you require a specific response to get out the way or block it. A couple of boss fights I did were fun. So yeah, I got high hopes for it. I actually want to put the time into it to at least see what's going on with the story.
Okay. Whatever. I playing a little bit of Avowed, but I'm gonna say that for the Avowed conversation. But a little bit. It's generally not my type of game, single player, but I actually enjoy it. So that's good for me. Also been playing Hogwarts Legacy. So that's my jam right there, Harry Potter. So been playing that, casting spells, trying to use the killing spell to kill everybody on there. I'm gonna be honest. I've been trying to cast the killing spell, Avada Kedavra, to kill everyone. So just having fun with that, and just I love Harry Potter, so it's a childhood thing for me. So D-Lo, we're just talking about what we've been playing lately.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Ever since I got back from my conference, I've been playing a goddamn thing. Like, I brought my Switch to the conference. I ain't even touched that bit. That's usually
Okay.
happy. It's really for moral support. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you bring that book on that trip. You're not gonna read that fucking book. Every time you think you're gonna read that bit, yeah, I ain't got time for this shit.
As many times as I take my Switch places, I never play. I try to take it to work for my breaks. I try to take it for my prep, and I never usually play it ever. So we're gonna get to it. I wanted to start off with the PlayStation showcase review. This was a little bit over a week ago. They had the PS showcase on there, talking about showing off different games and things like that. So I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on it, and then I got a little experiment at the end of it because I think we've done enough episodes where we all could have an opinion on something. So let's start off with BJ, the showcase, man. What'd you think of it? Anything stick out?
I was a little disappointed by it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there was nothing there that really stood out to me. Like I said, I had to do like a refresher on it because I really barely remembered even what they showed. Um, I don't know. You know, I know that they were talking about the rumblings of God of War remake coming to PS5 or something. That would have been something that probably would have got me hyped. But what they showed, I mean, Monster Hunter's always cool, but we've been seeing Monster Hunter. You know, this is like not nothing new or nothing. You know, whatever. I'm excited for Monster Hunter, but we've been seeing the Monster Hunter all for the past like since the past month since February started. They've been showing a lot about it, so I was looking for some newer stuff, and it was really nothing there for me. So
Is there any one game, anything stick out, like a particular game, anything other than, because Monster Hunters, like you said, I don't even think they should have showed that, but anything else that you were like, all right, or was it just like a wash? Because I mean,
like
the overall reaction was that it was like a wash. A lot of people were pretty
for sure, like,
pretty numb on it. So
and I feel bad because like we want new IPs and stuff, but then when they start showing new IPs, everybody's like, "What the heck is this? We don't want this." You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's really what they showed was a lot of like new IPs, right? And none of them really looked any good. Like so, at least not to me. So I do feel kind of bad because it's like people complain it's the same old stuff, remakes and whatnot, and then they start showing new IPs and nobody want nothing to do with them. So nah, there was really nothing for me there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
man, it sounded like Johnny on the Xbox one, but just a little bit more subtle with it. I ain't mad at you, Johnny. Anything for you?
Yeah, I don't know the whole thing. I couldn't help but compare it to the Xbox showcase, whatever it was called, and I liked what I saw with Xbox a lot more than I liked for the PlayStation. So the whole thing seemed like really lifeless. Like even the developers, as they were discussing and introducing their games, it was like they were as if they received direction to like stand there and look as unanimated as possible. They were just like standing there with a white background, like they were afraid, just like talking about these games they'd been developing, and it certainly didn't excite me about anything that they had there. And most of the stuff, I also had the thought that every other game was like a third person over the shoulder like action RPG, which is like apparently that's what everybody wants, I guess, because there's so much of it. I'm not really interested in anything that I saw there, even frankly, even Monster Hunter. And I know that I'm a minority in that opinion. And I sell up, if you like Monster Hunter, go play it. But it's just that type of game isn't really my thing. I think the last one I played was Elden Ring, which is great. And that'll probably tide me over for that sort of game for the next 5-6 years or something like that. There were some things that I did like that I thought were at least interesting. But I think I'll start with things that I didn't like. So things that I really didn't like, I guess I'm things that I feel really conflicted about. I guess I need to mention Metal Gear. It's a dark day to realize that I'm not excited for a Metal Gear release.
Oh, wow, okay.
And for it to be the Snake Eater remake that I never would have imagined myself saying that. And yet here we are. So I don't know, nothing in particular that I can say exactly about it. I think it's just the bad taste in my mouth from Konami that that I don't like. I'm very happy to hear David Hayter voicing Snake again. That's apparently what I said that I wanted from all my ramblings about Metal Gear before, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like enough. There was a 2D game on there called Shinobi that I thought looked really good. It looked like a modern remake of old Ninja Gaiden. Like it looked like it was an update of not a remake, but like an updated modernization of what Ninja Gaiden could look like in the modern day. And I know that like Ninja Gaiden these days is going 3D, and I've been very critical of my experience with more modern versions of Ninja Gaiden, which I stand by. So I thought Shinobi looked cool. It looked like where maybe they should have taken Ninja Gaiden. But I think that one looks pretty cool. Let's see. I think the one game that I was actually really excited about was Midnight Walk. That one seemed pretty cool. I liked the art direction. I liked the sort of creepy, weird style to it. It seemed different, which is like really exciting and valuable, I think, in this age of gaming where everything sort of blends together. It looked creepy. It reminded me sort of like an Oddworld or like a bizarre art style that was interesting and cool. I also like Dreams of Another. That would seem really interesting to me. I guess I'm noticing that I'm finding myself most interested in these games that don't seem like the AAA titles. These are like the smaller, more creative, I guess, interesting ones is what I'll call them, because everything else just sort of blends together. And then they they saw that they showed Split Fiction. I was kind of interested in that just because I think there's a lot that can be done with like this tight co-op style gameplay. I think we saw a high demand for that sort of game with It Takes Two a few years back, and people really liked that. Obviously, a different setting, different scenario, but I think there's still a lot that could be done there, and it's something that we've lost as games have gone to like, oh, you play multiplayer online. It looks like this has like split screen co-op, which is something that people miss. So I'm happy to see that coming back. Yeah, I think I rambled there, but I think that covers my thoughts.
All right, D-Lo. Unmute.
Okay, can we hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, I think it's my, you know the sound audio be trying to make sure I'm good. But first, did I enjoy it? I scrubbed through it. I'm watched for the most of it. But did I enjoy it? I give it like a 6. Was it better than the Xbox? No. I think mainly because they went in depth with their, even though I think it's more of those. It's one of those situations where it's like quality over quantity type of thing. So I'm not gonna say it was completely trash, because I think I probably outside of, I'm putting Monster Hunter aside because we know that's been talked about for like, you know what I'm saying, like that's not y'all's showcase for real. Y'all just having to partner with them. So Borderlands 4 was one of those that I kind of saw in the past. I was like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying, because I picked up on it like way back in like 2, and I've been playing since then. So Darwin's Playbox, I mean, was it Paradox or something like that? That like a quirky little game, kind of like on your Astrobot type of ordeal. It looked pretty cool. Like Johnny said, there's a lot of over the shoulder kind of gameplay for a lot of these games, like kind of like your third person, which I'm cool with, but I feel like that's not the only type of game you should be making. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody doesn't like that. But yeah, that game right there, it looked like it's gonna be pretty cool. It's one of them games you play, on a chill weekend when it's raining or something like that, or play with your friend or something. The only one that really stuck out to me was Saros. Is it Saros or Sauron? Saros. Yeah, that's the only one that really kind of stuck out, and maybe the Five Nights at Freddy's one. But other than that, everything else was kind of like, I guess. I mean, I'm cool with new IPs. Like I'm all for it. I'm tired of, we're tired of like Gears 37 or Call of Duty 42 or any sports game with 20 the next year in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of it. But other than that, Sony, I think they're in a slow year. They may have won the console war or whatever, but I feel like they're kind of slow right now. So that's my little hot takes on it.
Okay. Only thing for me, Shinobi. I mean, kind of what Johnny said. I just like the art style, kind of look kind of fun. Something I would play. I'm more able or more susceptible to playing games like that as a single player than playing like newer games single player. The games like the older games that older out art style, excuse me, like that I really enjoy. So other than that, just I kind of feel like with the same thing everybody else been saying, man, it's real lackluster, real I don't really know what it just wasn't a lot of substance, a lot
I
of
kept
people
feeling like it wasn't for me. Like
Yeah.
whatever they were showing just was like they weren't. Maybe I'm not the target market for whatever they were doing, and I mean I don't even have a PlayStation 5, and certainly based on this, probably won't be buying one. So
okay, and I don't have one either, but this just wasn't. It wasn't. They were supposed to. People were hoping for Ghost of Yotei, the Ghost of Tsushima sequel. They were hoping for a couple of things, and you just didn't get it. Oh, one game. Oh, actually the game that I like the most on there is a game I've been going back and forth for years. Should I buy or not? It's called Days Gone. So they remastered Days Gone. I do like Days Gone. I just have not ever pulled the trigger on it, but that was one I do like. All of you got, all three of you, I think, touched on it a little bit. So I had a little one word response. And if you want to go deeper into it, you can. But Johnny answered it a little bit earlier. So since we've been doing the podcast, we all talked about the Switch 2 reveal. That was like their showcase. We talked about the Xbox Direct. That was their showcase. And then this PS5 showcase. So I'm gonna count y'all down and y'all tell me who had the best showcase out of those three. So out of those three, who had the best showcase? 3, 2, 1. Who had the best?
Xbox.
Ah, okay.
Xbox.
All right.
And I do want to say that Xbox will continue to have the best showcases as long as after they show a game, it says day one on Game Pass. As long as it says that, they can show as many games as they want. Like, I'm gonna be more inclined to try them, knowing that I can just get on Game Pass and try it with no real commitment.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm gonna always feel better about that maybe mid game that they showed. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with Avowed, like that I didn't even realize it was on Game Pass at first. And I'm looking at it on Steam, that's $70.
That's
That
why
I
I'm
would
like,
have to
you
pay to play that
text
game.
me. I'm like, man, that's on Game Pass.
Exactly, that's $70. I would have to commit $70 to that game. And then what if I didn't like it?
Mm-hmm.
And there's no real. You can look at as many videos as you want. It's dang near no real way to know if you'll like something until you play it yourself. So it being on Game Pass, that's a big game changer. And as long as they have right now, Game Pass is like the best thing in gaming to me because there's too many $70 games that I'm getting to play day one for free. Like, you know what I'm saying? So to me, I think they're winning with Game Pass.
D-Lo, Johnny, anything to add? You muted D-Lo again.
Okay, there, right. I gotta turn both on. I think when you take a deep dive into games and explain a little bit why or where you got your inspiration from, outside of like just showing gameplay, I think that pulls people in more because like just showing me a trailer and banking on that trailer, what if it flops? Now it's like the last taste in my mouth is, oh, that trailer was all right, but I could like the game if you went in depth of why is the animation style like this or what am I seeing? Because I mean, I'm being honest with you, I think the narration in these trailers now are lackluster. That's why the trailer isn't hidden. Like you show me a little bit of action and you show me a few characters talking and then maybe a little bit of the bad guy and then that's the whole trailer. And it's like I'm not saying show me everything like how these movie trailers be doing, but give me some reason why I should care about this new IP. We cared about Rayman. We cared about Spyro. We cared about Jack and Daxter. We cared about Crash Bandicoot. We cared about Marcus and Dom. We cared about them. Just the music helped. You know what I'm saying? But you just, I really gotta get him back, and then goes to a fight scene. Like, bro, we okay, I go sit down the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my, they took away everything from me. I gotta get revenge. Like, okay,
say that every day.
They say that. You know what I'm saying? Like even Far Cry. You know what I'm saying? It made you, ooh, do I trust a bad guy, or do I? Am I really the protagonist, or am I just had a bad day? Like, you know what I'm saying? It didn't pull me like that. So I think the narration really helps. And outside of what BJ said about Game Pass, that does help because I mean it pulls back that commitment. Depends on how you look at it. Because I mean $70. Well, you done pay $70 across the whole year, damn near.
Yeah, but I'm gonna play how many
games?
This is one
right, but that's
game.
true though. So I mean, if anything, you kind of paid for it already. It is really how you look at it. You know
I mean that's fair, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I do get it because games starting to get too expensive. It's like, bro, this is my hobby that I was supposed to my cheap little inexpensive little hobby. Now it's turned into a bill, and I don't like that.
Go up with these tariffs too. So
okay, I ain't want to be annoying orange. I don't want to get started with
I
that.
Played just this year. I done already played Evolved, $70. Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, $70. I already got Doom: The Dark Ages pre-downloaded. That's another $70. That Claire Obscure Expedition 33, I got that pre-downloaded. That's gonna be another $7. So I'm just saying, man. I feel like it's you getting your money's worth if you're a game. You could only have Game Pass and you'll be gaming good all year long.
That's all I
You would
got. I mean,
never have to buy a game.
I buy games every now and then, but for the most part, it's Game Pass.
And
For the-
I really think like it's like the best thing you could have as a gamer because you get your money's worth, and that's not even including the catalog of all the old shit that's on there that I could go back and play right now. I would stand on Game Pass for forever. I ain't gonna lie. Oh yeah,
So
even Madden. I was playing Madden 25
oh yeah, they did. That came out a
because it's
couple
on
weeks
there.
ago.
Yep.
Yeah. So moving from that, the article from Game Rant and from other people too, but PS5 achieves record high sales in holiday 2024. PS5 sold 9.5 million units from October to December. That was an uptick from last year from 1.3 million units. Total PS5 sales are now surpassed 75 million, with the PlayStation division accruing 37% more profit year on year. Why is Sony being so successful? D'Lo?
In sales, I mean, as we've been saying since the dawn of times, Sony is a hardware, you know what I'm saying, company. They're banking on you buying their consoles, their physical merchandise, their physical product, you know. So I mean, but honestly, in the gaming world, Sony has always been like that. I mean, like in the past, you got the Xbox 360, you know what I'm saying, every once in a while, or then the Switch may every once in a while, or the N64 and stuff like that. But Sony has always been like that. Sony has never been in like dead last when it comes to sales. They've always either been second place by a small margin or overkilled everybody by a large margin. And then, you know, when we think about it from a regional standpoint, in the European side, Sony has always been struggling, just in general. That's just the history of them. So they're really banking on the US versus Xbox. It's the whole complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? Europeans on the eastern side, they stay getting the Xbox. They'll stay getting Nintendo's over there. So I mean that's a non-negotiable right there. But Sony, you know what I'm saying? You know, but I think everybody I think it's the name too, because Sony has built a name on themselves of a PlayStation, a PlayStation. Everybody knows what a PlayStation is. Even if you didn't know what an Xbox was, everybody knows what a PlayStation was since number one. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a history of their name. It's kind of like Apple. You go anywhere, everybody knows what Apple is, but everybody ain't always buying Apple.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody knows what Microsoft is. You know, so
Okay. Johnny?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't understand it because of the consoles, I've never favored the PlayStation over any others. They've had some exclusive games that have been great. I know I've mentioned some of them lovingly, but I've always had better experiences on other consoles and, of course, the PC. So I don't know. There must be some part of reality that I don't understand about why people are buying PlayStation over their consoles. And again, I've been out of the console game for a long time, so I'm very unfamiliar. But I just have to say that I don't. Good for them, I guess. Good for Sony. Happy for him, I guess.
But you don't know why. Okay.
Yeah.
BJ?
Okay. Well, for one, I feel like they have the exclusives. There's gonna be games that are gonna come out that you have to have a PlayStation to buy, right? Usually, everything that comes out Microsoft is also on PC, so they're kind of like splitting their people here between people on PC and people on the actual Xbox itself. Because I mean, I know that's why I have a PlayStation. Like, I have it because I know Spider Man is gonna come out, and if I want to play it day one, I'm gonna have to have this PlayStation, or I'm gonna have to wait a year to play it on PC. I know God of War is gonna come out; it's gonna be the same situation. So I think that's a big part of it. I had another thought that I lost now, so that's great. Shoot, I was just had it all cooked up in my head while I was sitting here.
That's all right.
Um,
Sorry.
But yeah, no, I mean, definitely, I know. Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say another thing, and I don't know how big this impacts it, but I know, like, even in like competitive gaming, that the PlayStation is like the preferred console. Like, if you ever go to like these big like fighting game tournaments or whatever, they use PlayStations. Like, that's what they don't they use PlayStations for these tournaments, and a lot of like the competitive gamers at home, they're all gaming on PlayStation because it gives them, I guess, the better experience as far as like the frame rates and everything with the
Well,
PlayStation.
not to cut you off,
It's,
but there had to be a shift because there was a time when Halo and all that stuff, and it was the
oh, now
360. Everybody wanted to. Okay,
shooters might be different. I don't know.
okay,
Because I don't follow that scene.
okay.
I just know that with like fighting games, I know for sure like PlayStation is well aside from PC, but we're not talking about PC here. Like I mean PC, it, I was a big console person for a long time, but I've been playing on PCs for I don't know maybe the last 5 6 years, and I mean it's definitely just the best way to go. So I mean I don't know. Like I said, the main thing is I really feel like it's just the PlayStation has the same with Nintendo. There's games you're gonna have to have a PlayStation in order to play them,
Yeah,
and some of them are pretty good games. So I think that's probably the main thing. So
I say something that I think D-Lo just said, like the namesake. So P at PlayStation, I think that. Just like Johnny, I could take a little bit from all y'all. Just like Johnny, I've always favored Nintendo. So I've never actually owned a PlayStation console myself. My brothers and people in my family have. Me personally, I've never owned a PlayStation console for personal preference. Going back to our conversations about Xbox putting their stuff on everything, it's which is why I think needs to be exclusives, because kind of what BJ just said. If you want to play Mario, you're going Mario Kart, you're gonna buy Nintendo. You know, you're gonna play XYZ, you're gonna buy a PlayStation. You want to play God of War, you buy a PlayStation. I know Nintendo sells a lot of consoles, but that's more looked at like for smaller kids, that's family friendly. That's more looked at like that. So I think PlayStation, because like I don't know if it is or isn't, but GTA 6 comes out, it's coming on the PS5. I don't know if it's coming on the Switch, stuff like that. So people would be more inclined to buy that. The one thing I want to get, what D-Lo keeps saying and what I've been saying for years, this fanboy and this console stuff like that. When BJ says everything's on PC too, well, every time you load up your computer, it usually starts off with a little Microsoft symbol. So for me, there is no separation between Xbox and PC. They've always been the same thing. There is no separation. That's why they're putting all their stuff on there. You want to log in? I'll log in right now. I'm looking at my desktop and it's got a little Windows thing on the bottom. Unless any of us are on a Mac, I don't know. But for the main part, you get in Microsoft Windows and you got to pay that $100-something unless you know where to get it from. I'll talk to you about that later. But unless you know where you get it from, you got to pay that $100-something to get it. So when people tell, well, all that stuff's on PC, yeah, they're a software company. All that stuff is going to be on PC. That's where they started at. So to me, there is no separation of the grief between them and the PC stuff. That's why they got the PC Game Pass. That's why they got all that stuff. Now, of course, you can go on Steam and you can do all that stuff, but I see that as being one entity, not being two separate things. Xbox has always been a software in the PC market. I don't see that as being two separate things. So I don't know if any of the two PC gamers on here have anything to say about that, but I see that as just being a combination of things. That's all what you log up your own Microsoft Windows, Microsoft Word, Microsoft.
Well, I think you bring up a really good point that Microsoft is a company that makes way more than just games. So just a brief comparison, and also, Sony makes way more than just games too. Mm-hmm. So this probably isn't even a really valuable comparison because we're talking about way more than just video games. But Sony's revenue for 2024, the whole company was $90 billion, and Microsoft was like $245 billion. So it's like it's hard to even really compare these two companies. I want to dig a little bit further and see if we can specifically find some gaming numbers for that. Just because it's hard to really talk about who. I mean, if you ask like what sold more, PlayStation 5s or computers, it's like, what are you talking about? Of course, bought more computers. Right. So it's interesting. It's difficult to compare, I would say.
I wanted to move in. BJ kind of talked about it a little bit. I know D-Lo said something before, but I found this interesting because I was on Game Pass, BJ, and I was about to download something, and I was like, I wouldn't buy this unless I wouldn't buy this unless I had without Game Pass. I wouldn't buy this at all. So, what is a game that you guys had, or it could be a console? I don't know if any of us ever regretted buying a console, but a game or a certain console that you just regretted buying. And I know D'Lo said he don't regret mine. He don't regret anything. So
Not gonna say that because I have an answer. But
oh, okay. Go ahead and you pop off, man. Go ahead.
Console. Now I will say console. I've never regretted a console because I mean honestly, I was never a day one buyer. Not because I wasn't. It's just like as a kid, we didn't get that much till Christmas.
Yeah,
it came out in July. You know what I'm saying? But even with the Switch, I think when it came out, it was like 2 years before I got one. And then my friends, it was like a big thing. They all took me to GameStop. It was like, oh, yeah, you need this, you need the case, you need that. So I didn't really regret that. Game wise, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think one of the few games, and the reason why I don't really say I regret buying stuff is because I either do a lot of research or I'm very simple when it comes to being impressed to an extent. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I can't really say I regret because I mean, like some of these games I don't regret because I just never had time to get into them. So I can't really say, oh, I'm mad I bought it because it was trash. It was just I never had time to get into it. But if I had to just pick one out of the games I'm looking at right now, I ain't gonna lie, it probably Jump Force is a damn good one. This game right here, I bought it for the pure aesthetic, and this is why I don't buy games because of how they look. Jump Force is the perfect example of don't buy games just because of how they look. That Lamborghini looked nice, but the engine is very terrible.
Hey, you speaking facts. You say Jump Force?
Jump Force. That's the out of all these games, Jump Force is probably the worst.
I ain't gonna lie, I knew not to touch Jump Force, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
And here's the worst part. I pre-ordered that mug.
I knew not to touch it, bro. I didn't like the J-Stars Victory Versus, bro. I was like, these Shonen Jump games do not be hidden. And it's a shame because it's a great concept.
It has so much potential.
You want it to work.
You did.
This is like an anime fan's dream game. They just can't get it right.
They didn't ask the right people. They didn't ask Ben. They didn't ask Peggy 16.
Right.
Damn.
VJ, any game or console, either one that you just was like, damn, man, I shouldn't have picked this up.
I don't think ever a console because usually, I mean, even with my PlayStation collecting dust, I don't feel like it was not worth it because I know when that next exclusive come out, I'll be ready to play it. But as far as games, like one game that I will always, just for so many reasons, rather just because I was so hyped for it, and I will always bring it up. And I have since gone back to it to try to give it a try, but at the time when I bought it, I regretted it. It will always be Final Fantasy 13.
Oh wow,
because I was so hyped for that game. I was like, I remember, especially because I was younger too at the time. I remember singing the freaking trailer song every day. Like I was watching that trailer all the time. Game finally comes out, and get it. And you're just like, what the fuck is this? like I don't know. Like again, I've since going back to it. I'm trying to learn to love it because I like there's stuff I like about it. Like I like the characters. I always wanted to see how it ended, but I just can't get over the combat. I can't get over it. I don't know what they were thinking with that. Like they were like trying to find a mixture with the I forget what it's called. Not turn based, but the other one where it's like still going while you're like I forget what it's called. ATB, I think, action turn based or something like that. And I just don't understand how I don't know. I don't understand what they were thinking with the combat to the point where it was like for me almost unplayable. And it hurt. It hurt because I really wanted that game to be good.
Damn.
And it just wasn't.
Johnny?
Yeah, this might be a controversial pick, but I actually think the Wii. I think I regretted getting the Wii. So I think I'm trying to remember. I think that was the same generation as the Xbox 360, and I mean, if you weigh those two consoles, just the sort of games that I play, that's like no contest. I put so many hours into 360, and I think I wanted the Wii to be great. Was there even a Smash? No, what was it? Brawl? Was Brawl on the Wii?
Was there a
I think
Smash?
so.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I
Okay.
pretty
think
sure it was.
and
Yeah.
maybe that was like the only. I think that was the only game I remember putting a lot of time in on was the Smash Brothers. Um, but it was completely overshadowed. I don't know. I think the whole like the motion stuff was a cool idea for a lot of people. I think it was kind of lost on me having grown up on like controller gaming, that sort of thing. And I like there were a lot of games where you could like turn the controller sideways and play like that. And like whenever you could, I was doing that, and that controller just wasn't very comfortable. And
Yeah.
I was just pretty disappointed with it at the time. And I didn't like the what it felt sort of like a gimmick to me about like Mario Galaxy. You would like point around and collect little things and stuff like that. I rather just would have ran around and like played a normal Mario game like it once was. So I don't know. The Wii for me was a miss, and I didn't play it very much. Probably less than 100 hours total.
Okay.
Dang.
And you know, a lot of people love that console, but I will
Right.
agree with you. Not that I that's where they lost me. Like I was a heavy Nintendo person, and that's when they lost me. That's when I went away from Nintendo for a little bit, and the Wii U just bombed. But because I'm like, I just want to play a regular Mario Kart, something like that, and that's when they lost me. I was like, So like you said, Mario Galaxy, where you got to point and run like this, is like no. Haku or D'Lo would know about this, but that Gears of War Judgment, man, it kind of took me out the game a little bit, man. Oh
See,
Uh,
man,
I ain't think he was gonna bring that
oh,
one up.
that
I
I
had
thought
was
about
to,
it.
that was a bad one.
I
That
had
that
to, man.
it wasn't the best in the franchise. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I appreciated the story, what it wanted to do. It was not a time to go backwards.
Man, hurt
We
my
love
heart.
Barrett. We love Barrett. We don't care about nobody else.
That's my favorite character. He is my favorite character. So I was really disappointed seeing like, man, they messed up his game like that. Like I can't even. I stopped playing that game. Like completely had like stopped playing it. Like it was a purchase, and it's like, no, this ain't
I'm
it,
gonna be
man.
honest with you. I couldn't tell you the story if I read it on the script right now. I couldn't tell you. If you gave me the storyboard of that game right now, I couldn't tell you. I don't
Yeah, I
even
had.
remember where in the timeline that mug was.
That's the one we always say. The one we just like Baltimore, the ones who shall not be named. That's what we
That's the
say.
game we do not talk about.
Don't even talk about it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Ultimate Edition.
Yeah. And then
I'll
someone
talk about Ultimate Edition before I
it's
talk
for
about.
that same. I know about it. Johnny, it was bad. That's all I gotta say. It was bad. It was bad. Avowed, new Xbox exclusive currently right now. I might go to other stuff, Xbox and PC, whatever you want to say. Single player game. I'm gonna bring up some footage. I know BJ has played it. I've played it. Hopefully, you guys have looked at it. BJ, give us your thoughts on that while I bring up some B-roll. Your thoughts on Avowed.
Avowed, um, like I don't know how many. I don't know if I don't think Xbox shows you how long, but I'll definitely play it for probably about 5 hours or so right now. No, just 8 hours. Okay, I got 8.5 hours played of Avowed right now. Um, I think it's interesting. It kind of reminds me of this. I mean, it's not really similar, but it's kind of similar. It's called Hell's Paradise. It's this anime that came out of. It was probably I think like last year. Was that last year? With the
Yeah, it was
little
last
play,
year.
they got like a. It like it's really nothing like it, but like at the very bare bones, like they're like sending this guy over to like help cure this plague, and then it's like the plants are like eating. Like it kind of reminded me of that a little bit. So I don't want to like spoil, I guess. So I don't want to say too much, but it's got me intrigued right now. Like just trying to see like where it's gonna go. I actually want to know. Like it's not like some stories you can just write them off. Like you're like you don't even want to know where it goes. Like it's all right. This is not for me. This one I'm curious about where it goes. And I like and like I think I said earlier too. And I actually like the combat system. I feel like I know people were like comparing it to Skyrim. I feel like this has a little more to it than Skyrim with the. And see, then I ain't even did anything with magic or guns or anything yet. But I also like that where it's like you have quite a few options between like I said, this guy's got a pistol and a dagger. You got wands in the game. I'm using a melee character and I'm using like a great hammer, kind of like smacking dudes around, building up the stun gauge, and then when you stun them, you can like do like this finishing combo on it, which I think is cool. Um, I'm not a big stealth guy, but in this game, I do find myself, crouching around in the grass just a little bit to try to get a slight advantage. But
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where the game goes, man, and I'm excited to get deeper into it to see more into the combat and try some different things. I think it's got potential. Now I have heard like mixed things about it. Like one of my other boys, I was talking to him yesterday. He was saying that it was trash, and I'm like, I don't think it's trash. Like, yeah, he said he don't think it's really doing anything special. And I'm like, I won't say that it's doing anything special, but I don't think it's a bad game. I'm having fun with it so far, and I'm only still in the beginning. And it was a lot. He looked at, he was like, man, you didn't even do this, this, and that. So look, there's a lot to do. It's an open world game, so it looks like there's a. I walked into one little area. It was like four different exclamation points that popped up for quests. So it looks like there's a lot to do, and I would recommend it. I would recommend people give it a try, especially if you have Game Pass. I don't know if I would say pay $70 for it, but if you got Game Pass, I think it's worth giving it a try.
And I throw my little piece in there before these two go. Since I played like 4 hours of it, I like it. Like I said, you guys know I don't like single player. So just a change of pace for me. I like the art style. It is, and BJ, I've heard those same things that it's not doing anything too much different, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. It's
Right, right.
it's just working with what it's got. Like I said, only 4 hours in, I'm enjoying it. But for me to enjoy, you guys heard you were on the episode when I told you I played Stalker and I put that boy right down after a minute or something like that. So for me to keep going in the single player game is something that's worth something to me at least. So I think it got potential. So I'm gonna keep playing and seeing how it goes, and I'll keep you guys updated. Johnny, this looks like your type of game to me.
Yeah, I was just thinking that it does look like something I'd be interested in. I don't have an Xbox, and it's an exclusive as far as I know, so I won't be playing it.
It's
But
on
if it were
PC.
on, oh, is it on PC?
It is.
Let's see here.
It's on Steam and it's on the Xbox
Is it
thing.
$70?
It is.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's way too much.
I could hold
Yeah.
on. I could probably let me. Hold on, I could probably find it.
Unless anyone's feeling
Oh,
really generous and wants to gift me a game on Steam here.
oh yeah. Okay, so I see it. I can see it for $56 is what I see here, or that I see.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. I'm really dubious about the whole sort of fantasy genre, because it's going to be hard to compare stuff. So, like, I think so. While I was watching the trailer that you were just playing, I saw like the choices, like the dialogue choices, and I was like, oh, good luck being better than Baldur's.
Baldur's Gate 3. Yep.
Oh boy.
Yep.
And I'm still playing that game and still having fun with it. So maybe when Baldur's Gate is boring to me, maybe I'll try another game like in this. And I know it's a drastically different game. It's first person, which I actually like. So I was actually getting some vibes from games that I do really enjoy, like Vermintide, or also what's the other one? Dark Tide. I actually got some weird. I know that it's not a like a horde shooter or a horde game like those games are, but I don't know, something about how the mechanics were happening reminded me of those games, which I really liked. If this game were $20, I would buy it today.
Okay. Okay.
But not at $70. Sorry.
Yeah. That's why, like BJ say, Game Pass, man. For me, that's
I'm
I just
saying,
put that in
man.
my monthly budget and just go as you can't beat it. That's how Johnny. That's how I play Dead by Daylight. That's a part of Game Pass. I
Mhm.
didn't buy Dead by Daylight, but it's probably paid for itself now with so many reoccurrences. And it's funny you said that. I was on that game when I was reading a review. You can switch to third person mode, so I switched to third person mode, but it can be first or third person, whichever way you want to play it. D'Lo, Avowed.
I've been watching the Rad Brad play it on YouTube. That's a person that I value their opinion a lot when it comes to games. He's a pretty laid back guy. If y'all don't watch him, I enjoy it. I think it's a game. Once I get my new Xbox, I'm gonna get the Game Pass and I'm gonna download it. Would I have paid $70? It'd be one of those. Okay, I bought all these other games that I really wanted. Okay, if I had $70 extra, I'd probably go get it. You know what I'm saying? More like that. But of course, being that it's on Game Pass, I download it. Um, Now the question is, once it leaves Game Pass, now this is like way later, of course. It'd be one of those times where I think that's why I like physical copies, because if it ever goes away because of political views or support or backwards compatibility, I still got it. You know what I'm saying? So I'd pay 60. I'm used to $60. That's what it's been my whole life. I think a time in my youth it was $50.
50.
But $20 is pretty crazy, Johnny. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't never seen a game like that. $20. Shit. Pokemon Green is still $40. What we talking about? And that been
You know how that go.
Let me find the games I paid $20 or less for that have been amazing. Oh, Stardew Valley. Starting with Stardew Valley. Perhaps competitor for best game of all time, right? Goodness
I ain't gonna hold
gracious.
you. I've never
Goodness
seen
gracious.
an 8-bit game over 40. So
And
I
yet they're
think
great.
there's that too. I'm not saying it's bad because I play Stardew Valley. I play Slime Rancher, and I wouldn't pay $70 for that. I pay 40. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, that's pretty all right.
Look,
Better
I
come
don't
with
want to pay
DLC though.
70 for no. I don't pay 70 for no game.
Yep.
I go right to my little spot and I get at least some. I'm not paying 70 for Monster Hunter.
I'll wait till that big go down. I'll buy it with a bundle.
I go right to the spot and get it for the little discount.
All right, so the last thing before we get to our last duel, I really wanted to talk about because I got to see y'all thoughts on this. So, Jason Schreier wrote an article on Bloomberg. Warner Brothers games suffered $300 million in losses last year. That's according to a report from Jason Schreier and Bloomberg that highlights the struggles of WB's game division, trying to turn around and turn some of these games into hits. The company has successful Hogwarts Legacy 2023, which also Call of Duty that year, the highest selling game in 2023. It's since suffered multiple failures with the twin flops of the Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and also Gotham Knights. While Multiverses is struggling. I don't know. I know BJ knows what Multiverses is.
It's getting shut down. It's struggling.
It's struggling. And while the upcoming Wonder Woman game also struggles to come out, and we all know who Wonder Woman is. I mean, we know who these characters are. I wanted to pull up, where is that little thing at? They also had Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights bombed. Wonder Woman is in trouble. Only thing that they have that's stable is Hogwarts Legacy and Mortal Kombat. And they are trying to go back and make a Batman game.
That's what they need to do.
I'm sure. Well, we're gonna talk about that a little bit because we always talk about new IPs, but they want to reverse and go back to the Batman games, Batman Arkham Knight, Arkham City, Arkham Asylum. So, any thoughts on why about WB games, why they're struggling? You heard some of the games. I'm gonna bring up some of the gameplay, but I want to start off with Johnny. Any thoughts on WB?
So I think I've got a lot of probably controversial opinions about superhero genres and games and just things in general. I think one of the big ones is that a lot of these games seem to just depend on the character. Like, oh, people love this character, so we can make any quality game and people will buy it. So I think for a long time, people have been getting away with making like very mediocre games and trusting that people will invest just because it has a known character in it, which is unfortunate. Because I think, it cheapens people's experience and people don't really want to play anymore. I think there's only a real handful of superhero games that come to mind that were really, really good. So like the Arkham games, the Batman Arkham games were really solid. I think like Spider-Man 2 is a renowned favorite. I think that was a PlayStation game. I never actually played it myself, but I know that one was really beloved. And I'm trying to think of other ones that like were known to be really good. And I'll take some help if anyone can offer it. But what other superhero games are there that are like really, really strong?
None I could think of personally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really, like you said, just Batman and Spider-Man, really the only two that have been able to actually have decent games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think this is Warner Brothers, but the only other superhero game I played was The Incredible Hulk. I think that's Marvel, but that old one. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You be jumping through buildings and then over buildings and across the city. That's the only superhero one I know. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the same problem that like a lot of movie adaptations have, and I guess that's kind of what superhero games are is like movie or comic book adaptations to games, which I don't know why there seems to be this ability to or this tendency to just rest on brand identity at the exchange of like really engaging good gameplay. Because I don't know. I mean, what I'm seeing here looks boring. It looks like I've seen this game 100 times, like in the last 2 years. So, Andre, I think you're muted, but
Sorry, yeah, that was the criticism of it. So yeah. BJ,
Yeah,
what's your thoughts, man?
yeah, I definitely agree with Johnny where they're just trying to like piggyback off the names of these characters because these games are not good. They're not good games at all. And honestly, watching both of these games between Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights, they dang near look like the same game. It don't look like there's much difference between them. So I don't know what they expected. Um, the games are not good, and then multiverses, which is getting shut down in like I think they said it's getting shut down in like May or something. So that's not even gonna be a game anymore. And I don't know, like people try to make these Smash clone games and they just don't work. Even Nickelodeon tried to do it. They made two of those games. People played them games for like the first week and then that was it. Nobody cared anymore. Like so I don't think people should, and maybe this is a little bit of a tangent, but I don't think people should keep trying to make these Smash clones and just let Smash do their thing because none of them ever work out. Even PlayStation tried to do their little PlayStation All Stars even way back further. It doesn't work. But yeah, I just don't think these are good games. And like you said, I think they need to go back to Batman because they were actual good games and they worked and they made money. So I think their best bet is to go back and really put some to love and care into another Batman game because people are gonna buy it just off the track record that the other games have been good. So I think they need to really like knuckle down and make a really solid Batman game to show people that they can actually still make a decent game. Because right now, I can't think of the last good game that they made.
True. D-Lo?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Everything has already been said with these banking off of characters. Like, gone are the days of, oh, I like this character, let me just buy the game. I'm gonna be honest with you. No one is beating Pokemon with that shtick. No one is up there with it. You know what I'm saying? Pokemon could put out the worst game ever, being Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And people, they still made millions off that mug. And we all know that bit was trash. You know what I'm saying? Pokemon Snap. But you know what I'm saying? So I think these companies need to, I feel like a lot of these companies are stuck in the old ways of nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? And
sorry.
not,
What did you just hold on? What did you say about Pokemon Snap? What did you
I said even Pokemon Snap people still bought like many copies of it. Not
hold
like
on? Hold on.
banking. No, I'm not saying it was perfect.
Are you
I'm
saying
saying
Pokemon Snap was bad? Is that what you're
I
saying right
know,
now?
no, I'm saying
They
like
said Diamond and Pearl remake was
Diamond and
bad,
Pearl was the worst. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl was.
even though I like
But
that game.
I'm saying like
Oh,
the offshoots of a game. Like, okay, like, let's say you got the standard God of War and they did an offshoot. If you deviate, a lot of companies when they deviate, that's when they mess up. Pokemon
I'm
Snap,
just saying.
Pokemon has the ability to deviate and do mystery dungeon and still
I
make good.
see. Okay.
Pokemon Snap and
Okay.
still do good. Stadium and still do good and keep their main line still good.
I
So a
thought we
lot
were
of these
about to have to
companies,
fight.
oh no,
I
we're
thought you were
not.
saying
No,
Pokemon Snap was not a good
and you
game.
know I am a full sporter, okay, of Pocket Monsters. But I think these companies need to just ask. Like I think they're lost. They're out of touch with their consumers. Like just DC in general. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
DC
movies.
has lost their fan base. So to make a game on an already failing franchise in the movie aspect, like, and it's an older generation. These kids don't care about Wonder Woman. Let's be honest.
I mean,
These
I
kids
do.
don't care about Blade.
Okay.
These kids don't know who
But they ain't the one who buying it. The adults buying it. They the one spending the money.
that's true, but I mean like you got to think like if you okay, so if these people that are buying it, if you're not asking them what they want in a game, you're gonna lose them.
Yeah.
If I know I love what's the man Cage name? Is it Johnny Cage? No, it's not. Luke Cage. If I wanted a game with him, ask me what I want in a game. Don't just put a random him in a dark alley fighting people like Batman. He just Luke Cage. Like, I'm not finna.
But how many times in life do they do that?
A lot, and that's why I'm just saying it's copy and paste. Like they said, they just take out Batman. Let's put in Wonder Woman. Take out Wonder Woman. Let's put in Spider-Man. Take out Spider-Man. Let's put in the Hulk. Take out Hulk. Let's put in. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't do that. That's why the Smash lookalikes fail. But look at Power World. It took what people wanted and took a notable IP. I'm not saying the method was smart, but they took what people wanted with what we already had and made something. These companies don't do that no more. They just think that, they might like this. Let's just throw $1 million and they mad when people don't buy it. Like, nah, you didn't seek counsel. Terrible.
I got a totally different thing than all you guys. Now, I don't like any of those games. I played 2 of them, but I'm not really into Smash. So multiverses wasn't my thing. For me, and it might be a little contradictory, but I bet you when you seen Harley Quinn flying around, I bet you if they put Batman in there, people would have been buying it. We always talk about new IPs, old IPs. BJ said he want another Batman game. So BJ, let's take the Batman games that everyone loved and let's put the Joker in that same position with a Joker game. I think people would buy it.
I think they had it actually. A DLC where played as the Joker.
It's all about the people who want it. It's just like my criticism with Marvel. I love the Marvel movies, but they got to Endgame and then they released Black Widow and then they released Shang-Chi. They should have did that all up here because nobody, like kind of what D-Lo said, don't nobody know these people. I might know them because I've been watching and reading comics since I was a little kid. But you're gonna put a Black Widow out after we done got to the culmination of everything. Start off with Black Widow. Don't show people Captain America. Don't show people Iron Man. Make them wait. We talk about rinse and repeat. I bet you people still gonna go buy that new iPhone. People still gonna go buy that Volvo, that Range Rover. I guarantee you, if it's bad, people are still gonna go buy it. Me and BJ was talking about the new Galaxy phone that just came out a couple weeks ago. There was nothing new, old phone. They took away features. People still went and brought it. I think it's all about the face sometimes. Like for me, a fighting game like this, I think that's a good concept. What they had with multiverses. Put some Power Rangers in there. Put some people that's notable that people want to have in there. These Mario characters, like they got LeBron James in here. LeBron is LeBron, whatever. But I think once you start putting some real notable people in there, I think because there's clones in every game. Like D-Lo always talks about, Madden's a clone every time.
And not behind a paywall.
Yeah, and that's another thing. With all these games that we just showed are the live service games. So you still got to pay for the outfit, pay for something like this. But like for me, like the Batman games, everyone wants to, all right, make a new Batman game, make a Batman Beyond game. These games aren't failing to me because of the characters. They're not failing because of the characters. They're failing because of the type of game it is. If you put Harley Quinn in that same Batman game that BJ wants, I bet people will buy it.
That is actually a good game.
You know,
I mean, I don't even like the Batman games, but I'm not gonna deny what they are. Like, and I know that people love them and played them and bought them, which is what they want people to do in the end. And I know that if they do that, people are gonna buy it. Like you said, people are gonna buy it, and that's why I need to make it good because people are gonna buy it either way. So you gotta give them something.
Sorry, I keep trying to butt in.
My bad. No, my bad. Go ahead. I'm like,
I'm on the same side, BJ. I think that the Arkham games were just really good games. I think if you replaced Batman with some other random character, I think people probably still would have played those games because the fight system in that was really satisfying. Like the how Batman would move and how he would you could counter and you got rewarded. So like your combo would go up if you were playing really well. So they were just fun. And I think having a Batman game helped, but I think the problem is that they're settling for games that just aren't great. They're just pumping out slosh that will make a quick buck instead of actually making really good games with these beloved characters.
And that's it. You said the thing at the end, the quick buck, kind of what they trying to make the live service. So they're trying to just get, all right, Apex did good, Fortnite's doing good. Like, let's get these characters, blah, blah, blah. Because like the criticism of the Suicide Squad game was nobody cares about these characters. I personally know a lot of people who care about Harley Quinn. I personally do. I got the Harley Quinn Funko Pops at my job. I personally know a lot of people who care about Robin. I mean, that would probably be the second play, So I think it's the gameplay. The game, like if you put Robin in that Batman's place for Arkham, Robin's Asylum, like I feel like people would buy that game.
Yeah.
People would buy that game. But these games that they're showing with this nonsense, but I don't know. And even the multiverses game, it looks like Smash. It kind of looks like it wants to play like Smash, but it kind of looks uninteresting. And then you got to buy this costume and buy that costume and buy the season pass. And on another note, I'm tired of season passes, but that's a whole nother different thing. There's too many games coming out with a season pass. Not WWE coming out with a season pass. What do I need a season pass for? To gain another roster? I don't need no damn season pass. Stop coming out with season passes. Assholes. Anyways, that'll bring us to our final segment, man. I could go on about that WB stuff all day. And the only thing that seems to be doing good with them is Hogwarts Legacy and NetherRealm, which makes Mortal Kombat. And we talk about rinse and repeat. Fighting games, not saying they're the same, BJ, but a lot of these games, the Maddens, that's a rinse and repeat. 2K, they keep doing successful. We talk about it, but fighting games, they come out with most of the same characters, rinse and repeat. They change a couple things. So, I think it's sometimes about what the people want. Because some of these games are the same every year, and then we keep buying them. Pokemon, Dilo, I know they changed a little bit, but it's, right. This is the same thing, So we talk about we want new IPs, but then when we get new IPs, then we don't want
them. Yeah, that's what I said. The PlayStation thing was dang near all new IPs, and I'm like, I don't want none of it. I don't know. It's like they don't know how to make a game no more, man.
It's how you sell it, man. Because if I said, hey, I want a new menu item, and you just throw anything on there, you didn't give a damn to put any energy into the new item. Don't be mad when people eat it and be like, it's trash. I should just go back to my chicken tenders. You know what I'm
saying? Exactly.
You can't be mad. Like, you got to put some love into your craft. And these money hungry companies are starting not to do that no more. Not gonna make an accident no more. These companies are not of
these.
Corporations. These corporations.
Damn, that was funny. All right, let's hit our last segment, man. I got a good one for us today. All right, now it's time for the last duel. I was watching a new show I was watching, and I got inspiration from that show. They talked about this game during the show, so I was like, okay. So that's all. I can't get too much on it. Personally, I think y'all gonna get it, but we're gonna see right here.
Did the game come out after 2010?
Let me pull it all the way up. I had to click on this. Did it come out after 2010? No. After 2010, no.
We're definitely looking at, I guess not too much older. But shit, after.
Did it come in? Did it come out after 2000?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No. So
no.
Before.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're talking about the 90s.
Yeah, maybe 80s.
Potentially. Maybe even further. Who knows?
So the question was after 2000, right? So it could have been 2000 on the dot. Which
I don't think a game ever released on January 1st. But
it could have been within the year 2000.
Oh, well, we got to remember that. Yeah, we got to remember those
Not
small
that
details.
Really know.
Right.
Let's see. So what's still in the running? So obviously all cartridge consoles still potential.
Uh-huh.
All GameCube Well, most GameCubes.
Yeah.
Right?
Was there anything on a disc? Sony was PlayStation out into the gosh, I can't even remember. PlayStation was out.
PlayStation,
PlayStation
Yeah.
1, I believe, was. I
PlayStation
think. I
1
don't
was.
even. I don't.
Mhm.
Again, I keep saying I'm really gonna just write a list down and just
Just stick it to your door back there. Just every time you walk in.
this year, this year, this year.
Does this have multiplayer game?
No.
Okay. Um.
Is this a
It,
side scroller?
No.
let's see.
And I was just be clear. I'm pretty in my mind at least. I think all y'all know this game. And if Caroline was, she would know this game too.
Yeah, let me just call her real quick. Let me just.
Right, she be having the answers low key. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey Caroline, so this game is before.
She be having the answers, bro.
Let me just text her real quick.
Not a multiplayer game.
We could ask if it's on a cartridge. Would that help us out?
Sure.
That would narrow it out. Is this on a cartridge?
No, that's 5.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay,
no
so it's on a
64,
disc. Okay.
no 64, no Super Nintendo, none of that. Okay,
So we got GameCube, we got PlayStation 1.
no.
GameCube wasn't
No,
2000.
not
was
GameCube.
it?
No.
I don't think so.
I think it was like
right,
a
right,
couple years
almost.
after. It was close, but it may have been a couple of years after. I don't know.
Okay, so we're banking on PS1.
Could be
Or
that.
could be PC.
Could be PC or yeah. I don't think there's really no mobile games like that back then.
Definitely not, unless we're talking about unless you're talking about Snake.
Right. Okay, so
so
it's a
it's
single player game.
Not on a cartridge. The year 2000 or earlier. Single player.
So it's probably not even on Nintendo.
What if it's not multiplayer, but it's co-op considered multiplayer? When
Yeah,
I think
I would say so. Yeah.
Mhm.
see, when I think multi, I think more than 2. I don't know why. When I think co-op, I think couch co-op, not like internet. That's what I
Is,
mean.
Okay.
is there shooting in the game?
No.
Okay.
Hey y'all, it's
Is
Cookie Mama.
Cooking Mama. Hey, I used to play that with my daughter, man. Stop playing.
Hey y'all, it's Cookie Mama, bro. I'm gonna at least put that in my back.
Is this an RPG game?
No.
Interesting.
We want to go based off of company or genre.
Or console?
Console.
We could try to figure out what console.
Is it a PC?
No.
Oh,
All right.
I think
Doing great so
narrowed
far.
it down pretty all right.
Doing great so far, guys.
Did it come on the PS1?
Correct. Yes.
All right, so
Okay.
all right.
It's a single, but it's not an RPG.
I was gonna ask a far left question, but I don't think that would help.
How many questions do we have?
We're at 7.
9 right now.
9. Oh damn. What did you say, BJ?
Oh, hold on. Sorry. Whoa. No, man, don't ask that. I rescind that question.
What did you say?
I asked if it was racing, but I think all racing games are multiplayer. So
Yeah.
I actually don't know if that's
Need for
or not.
no.
Need for Speed
That's
definitely.
Probably it
there.
is. It probably was.
I was trying to think of big
See,
titles.
you talking PS1 now. I'm starting to think about like a Ratchet and Clank or a Jack and Daxter or
Crash Bandicoot.
Crash
Let me
Bandicoot.
just since we got a lot of questions according to Andre. If Sony made a Smash version, would this IP be in the game?
What?
I see what you're trying to ask. Like,
No, don't ask that
is
question.
this a big
Is that your
Already
question
had
or not?
It's
I
all
mean,
right,
you want to
man.
know,
Look,
is it a
go
big
ahead, bro.
PlayStation title? Like, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Like one of
yeah.
their flagships.
No.
Okay, so we know it's not Jack and Daxter. We know it's not Ratchet and Clank. We know
Man,
it's
I'm
not
not. Hold
Mario.
on. I'm giving y'all that question back because they put whoever in. I don't know.
I mean, I
giving
get
y'all
it,
that.
but like the first Smash
We saying
had. I get
okay,
it,
no.
man.
I'm gonna
Okay.
say no. I'm gonna say no.
I think that would have helped. I'm just
I'm gonna
saying.
say no. I'm gonna say no.
What'd you say, BJ?
Oh no, I'm just.
Oh,
I do want to
sorry,
ask.
I burnt the question. My bad.
I mean, hey, it is what it is.
I mean, it's a second hand.
I'm curious.
IP.
Like, is this a platformer?
No.
Okay.
Does the game
It's
feature
Spyro.
like an animal character, like a bandicoot or a
Like a
raccoon
Dragon
or a dragon?
animals. Now,
let me type in what is that, because sometimes these characters they be human like they be whatever like
so
that. So let me
Yeah, I mean, I would
yes,
consider Crash
okay,
Bandicoot as
yes,
like
yes,
humanoid, but
yes,
Crash,
still,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
right?
is it
sometimes
is it a
I say yes.
humanoid
Yeah,
animal?
it's kind of
technically he's an
animal
animal
kind of yeah.
Okay. Okay.
PlayStation had a lot of those back
because
then. When
a
I think about it,
creature. When someone says a creature and an animal, those are two different things. Like a
So
creature
I'm
don't exist for me, but an animal,
yeah, I guess no shooting would mean that it wouldn't be Ratchet and Clank because that's literally like the
all of it.
main thing you do in the game. And then I don't think you were shooting in the first Jack and Daxter, but the second and third one, you definitely started shooting.
Okay, so
so
let's try to figure out who this protagonist
Okay, so
is.
we got some animals.
could be
Or I think
Spyro, right? Could be Spyro. Could
could be
be
Spyro, could be
See, I feel like Spyro, that's a platformer, right? Like that's considered a platforming game, right?
yeah.
depends which one.
I don't know. Like maybe it's just maybe that's a weird thing.
Depends which one. I think.
When was the first Sly Cooper? Was that
Okay, I don't know if that. I think
Ooh,
that was PS2.
was that
I think that
PlayStation
was
2?
I
PS2.
believe so.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it was definitely PlayStation 2.
Okay.
That's a good thought, though.
That was the highlight of
Sony
PS2.
games with animal characters. I'm still thinking of Crash Bandicoot.
Right.
That's for sure a platformer. Like I was,
That's
like that's like
yeah.
by definition. Like I don't know though. I feel like that's a good. Like that's what I think. Like PlayStation 1, not an RPG. I really mostly just think of those types of games, right?
Mhm. Were there levels in this game? Like were there like stages?
Yeah. You mean like you on stage one, then you go to the next stage?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
There's levels to this. Um. Hmm.
And it's not a platformer.
Yeah, I guess not.
Correct. It's not a side scroller either. But I don't think PlayStation has side scrollers like that for real.
How many questions do we have?
You guys are at 13 right now.
Okay.
Getting there, getting there.
Okay.
I would love to get that genre, but I just.
Okay. So how can we narrow that down?
Well, I already said RPG and platformer. It's neither one of those.
Doesn't have shooting.
No shooting, so it's not a shooter or a
Do we
game where you
wanna
shoot.
do we want to ask if the game is part of a series?
Good.
I'm okay with that.
Is the game part of a series?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
I've got a thought that came to mind, and if it's this game, I would be surprised if this was this game based on how it was introduced, but it could be Bubsy 3D.
I certainly never heard of that, but
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it.
You talking about? I know nothing. I played a lot of old games, so I know Bugsby. So I'm gonna let you keep going.
Could be
Bugsby.
but is that a game that everybody would know, right?
I feel like I would.
I
I
think
feel like
a lot
I've
of people-
seen it.
I think a
feel
lot
like
of people
I've
know
seen it.
Bubsy. I think Bubsy 3D
Well,
is
maybe
notoriously
he was
awful.
giving me more. He could have been giving me more credit than I deserve.
Right.
I don't
Johnny,
know.
do you know Rocket Knight?
No.
Oh man, that's a good one too. Ugh.
This man here. Okay.
That's
That
so
might be
good.
a good. That might be a good answer, Tony. I don't know.
I'm sticking.
I mean,
with
it hits
Cooking
all
Mama.
the things so far. It's got an animal protagonist with
Definitely keep that one in the back
single
pocket
player.
for sure.
I would call it a platformer though.
Cooking Mama cooked food too that were animals. So I'm keeping that in my mind.
Hey. Definitely keep that game because I don't know.
I know
It
the
could
whole
be a
opening
good.
to that boy. Cooking Mama. Oh man.
Let's
Boy.
see. Yeah, maybe we try to narrow down more of the genre then.
Yeah, that's what I was looking
It's
to do.
probably action adventure though, right? That's like the only other real one.
I feel like it. That would be the only thing
Yeah.
left.
What was Sony making back then?
That's
Good
single
Lord.
player. Like I wouldn't say like most of the sports games would probably all be multiplayer. At the very least, 1v1 or something.
Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Did we already
So
ask if it's in the series? We said that.
He said,
yeah,
yes.
it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Um,
I'm sure the series is not still going. If it was PS1,
I mean,
sure.
it could.
Name one. Ratchet and no, that's PS2
A series that's still going.
from PS1.
Crash
Spyro?
Bandicoot.
Crash Bandicoot. I guess.
Final Fantasy. I mean, that's even way before.
When did Rayman come out?
It was
Oh, wait, no,
PS1, Rayman.
That's PS1.
Mm-hmm.
But is that platformer-ish?
That's a
I
platform.
would say so.
Definitely, yeah.
I would say
Or would
so.
that would it be put it in a different genre because it's more of that?
I
It
mean,
just
it's
has
100% a platformer. Like it's.
Okay, damn it!
That's
I
a good.
jumped
That's
by
another
land.
good thought, though. That is another good thought.
I went to Ubisoft. I had to pull some off the wall out there.
Have we mentioned this game today?
No.
Of
That's
course.
15.
Guess was none of the things.
Nothing
I guess
that we've.
including that Bugsby
Yeah.
either. I guess.
No Bubsy.
Well,
Damn.
no, he's saying
No Bubsy, no Rayman, no Crash, no Spyro.
Now I can talk about
No,
Buzz. You talking
Ratchet.
about Busby the squirrel, right?
Bubsy Bobcat.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But am I Busby Bobcat? I
Yeah.
think we talking about the same thing. We
Maybe.
got to be talking about the same thing.
Maybe.
an ominous creature on 4 legs.
What was Bugsby 3D on PlayStation?
Bubsy 3D was on PlayStation, yeah.
Okay, I'm talking. The other one I'm talking about is a little older, like Sega. Anyways, my bad.
Sega.
Whew. All right.
Okay.
Getting a little hot in the kitchen.
Yeah, I think we're down a rabbit hole, which is perhaps not right. So we're
Right, because last time we was in a rabbit hole, we went completely left.
Yeah.
So there's an animal, right? It's not a platformer.
Not a
Like
platformer.
the main character is an animal. Is that what the question was? I forget what I asked.
Animal like ish, maybe.
We asked like did it feature?
Anthropomorphized. Yeah.
We didn't know if it was specific. Like Banjo is literally a bear, but you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked it up. That is the Bugsby I'm talking about. Hey, that guy.
Oh man, we got it all on the console though. Nah, I'm like,
I know.
what about
That's
it?
like the first time we never did.
The
Almost.
PlayStation 1 day, man. I had that, man.
One thing I wanted to tell y'all too, because I looked it up and I looked up a couple weeks ago. This current list I'm looking at right now, when y'all be thinking like it's a very minute amount of genres, this current thing has like 27 genres on here.
We've been stuck in a box of 6. Okay.
Man.
Y'all at 15.
It's in a series.
It's in a series, and we haven't mentioned it.
Okay, so let's try to figure out how many is in it, and then you know if it's
I don't
the
know
first.
if would that help. I don't
Would
know.
that help? I mean, like, because I'm trying to think. What are some
Or like
old
if
IPs
it's like currently
that have
still
like?
going?
Yeah. Okay. Could that help us?
I don't know. I
don't
mean,
think
maybe.
so. Because I'm
I
trying to
feel
think.
like
RPG.
every game that I could have thought of went out the window.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
when we asked if we mentioned it already, so now I have to rethink.
It's not multiplayer, so that means like no fighting games.
Right. Or at least not any like traditional. Like, I guess it can't be like a side scroller either. So
Could be like a puzzle game, maybe.
yeah, because it's not a side scroll. I mean, that is a genre too. Or a
PlayStation.
Was there any simulators back then? Probably not.
Game's been around for a long time, man.
I know.
Yes.
I'm just trying to.
15.
Good lord. We would all know this
27
game.
genres. I wonder. Let's say action adventure or puzzle or
The action adventure is like 2, but 1.
kinda.
Because there's some action games that are not adventure games.
Mm-hmm.
Just straight action.
That is true.
Like Dragon Ball Z is a fighter, but I think it's action kind of sort of. I can see that being like because it's like straight foolishness. You know what I'm saying?
I got 5 left and a guess.
You got strategy games, you got puzzle games, you got. I guess retro is not considered a genre. You got fiction. This probably won't help us.
It's not an RPG.
There was no female IPs back then. Hell, not really. Out in the Sony era.
They had Laura Croft.
I
Yeah, she was a
mean,
big deal.
the PS1.
Yeah, the original Tomb Raider was on PS1.
Okay, so let's put that in our back pocket. We want to narrow her out right now.
That
Well, I
back
mean,
pocket
she's
getting full.
not an animal, though, right?
She's not an animal, so there.
Unless, I mean, technically humans, I guess, but whatever.
Okay. This
No,
guy.
we ain't doing
Yeah,
all that.
Biological
we-
definition.
We are mammals. Oh, I forgot.
Technically, I'm a marsupial.
Gosh, this is tough.
Okay.
Y'all still got some questions. Y'all been like
I know we just trying to
silent
think.
for like 3 minutes.
I don't even know
How
what
can
to
the
ask.
question
Yeah.
help?
I'm just trying to figure out what would get me there.
Did it even have a? No, it has an iconic theme song. I'm trying to think what the hell.
It's something that I would know what it is, or I should know what it is. So
Yeah, he said we'd all know.
Right, it's not.
that's really
Fallout.
what bothers me. Yeah, I think
It's
the
not-
OG Fallouts were on PC. I think.
Come on, man. Yeah, Lee.
No.
Like Cooper? No, that's a side scroller. No, it's a platformer.
Yeah, and again,
We
I
already
think it
mentioned
started
it.
on
We
PS2,
already
I
mentioned
believe, and we did mention it.
Well, when you asked that mention question, did we mention that during the? Oh, what
We mentioned everything we were thinking. Yeah, we talked about.
Y'all giving up.
That's why like stumped me, man. I ain't
Let me
gonna
phone
lie.
a friend.
Right? Yeah. You said call Caroline. Call
I
her.
know you're busy, Caroline. Question. I don't know, man. I'm not giving up, but god dang.
Ask me something, man. Y'all just talking. Y'all ain't asking.
Does the game feature sword fighting? Like, is there swords in the game?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't even know. I mean, should I? Is there any combat in the game at all?
I say no.
Oh damn.
Okay.
Personally, I say no. I'm gonna look just to make sure, but I personally say no.
Ain't no combat. This a damn simulation. This a sim. This a what is it called? Slice of life, ain't it? No,
Slice of life.
a sim game at this point.
I'm gonna leave it. It's controversial, man. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Can we retract that question? No, since it's no.
I'm gonna say no.
Oh damn it.
No
Okay.
combat. Ish.
Is it a? No, that won't help. It might. But then I don't know no games that are like that.
What's your question?
Yeah,
If
I
it's
mean
a
at this
puzzle
point,
or not. Like I'm just trying to think.
I mean, yeah, couldn't hurt.
I don't think it's a puzzle game, dog. I'm not even finna.
it could be. You never know.
It's a puzzle
Well,
game.
we know what it ain't.
No.
See what I'm saying? Like, God,
It's okay, bro. We got that could give us something. I don't even know what's left, man.
Yeah,
we're all
Maybe it
going
is
over
sport.
this notable IP.
how many questions do we have left? Two and a guess, or one and a guess? Two and a guess.
Two and a guess. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, apparently it's a series. So what? Let's think. What?
That's what I was like. What?
Yeah.
It's not ongoing. I highly doubt.
Did y'all ask if it was a series?
Yeah, we
Yes.
did, and you said yeah.
All right.
Oh man.
This is
A series that features an animal
They gonna be sick. They went
with
right.
no combat.
They gonna be sick.
Is I'm trying to think an animal.
I'm trying to think of all the PlayStation animals. It's a lot
We
of
got
them.
a raccoon.
Well, we knocked them all out already.
We did. Was Jack and
most of them?
I mean,
Jack and
Daxter was
Dexter.
like a weasel or some shit.
We already mentioned Jack and Dexter too. We already said them.
Yeah, we did already.
I feel like we didn't mention Spyro then.
We did. We mentioned Spyro. Yeah,
we did.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned all them OG PlayStation classics.
Shut up next time.
Well, shit. I mean,
it's good that we got him rolled out there.
We're just sitting here still thinking it's Spyro.
Right, like we did with doggone fractured butthole. Goddamn.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a wild one. I mean, that probably would have been a tough one. Me having played the game probably would have been a tough one.
Come on, man.
two in the guess, man. Two in the guess. Hmm.
I don't know, man. I'm
How we
just
feeling, man? What we got? I don't even know what genres
Do you
this is
play
left.
as the animal? Like, do you play as this animal creature?
Yes.
sounds like every once in a while. I feel like
Who's
this is a
left?
game. I feel like this is a game where there's like two people and one of them is an animal.
I'm like, who's left?
Something's telling me no.
So we only got
No,
one more
Nick
question.
and Jack and Daxter, but it's not. What
Well,
game has
well,
an animal in it?
A lot that we haven't already mentioned. I have no idea.
Bull. It's gonna be some bull. Okay, we got one more question, y'all. What we gonna do?
almost.
Johnny, what was your
This is gonna be one of them ones.
I mentioned Bubsy though, right? So I mean, it can't be Bubsy.
Yeah, you did. You did
It
mention
can or can't?
Cannot be.
Cannot. That was our
Alright.
back pocket, man.
DJ
Grip.
call Caroline.
I would have to
Clock.
break everything down to her. Like, yeah, it's not this, or this.
Come on, y'all got one in the guess. Come on, man.
All
I
right,
give
bro.
up.
I got a question. I don't think it would help, especially for the last question.
I mean, you can tell it to them first.
But then he already said that we would know what it is, so that probably tells me the answer of if
Right.
it's like a notable character of some form.
We would know this, but it's not. To my
I
bullshit
don't know if that
question
would
that I
help.
asked, it's not one of the. It's not a character they would just throw it first in a Smash game. So
Right. I don't know.
I think I forfeit. Honestly, I think I throw in
okay,
the
you know
towel.
what? It's I don't know.
Hey man, I'm gonna at least ask the last question, man.
Go
Is
ahead.
this I just because I want to know even personally, is this like a very notable character? Like just period. Like people know who this is.
I'm gonna
Aside
say
from just
no.
us.
Yeah,
No,
aside from just us, no.
no, because it would just be just some. Okay,
An actual gamer would know this.
okay, I see what you're saying.
You
I
start
just
doing this-
curiously for myself wanted to know.
All right, man. This
What kind of random that we haven't named?
what
we can
off
just throw
we
out
all
there.
gonna be like mother.
I know
Alright,
one
I'm trying-
person is for sure, but I think all of y'all.
Will Caroline know?
Probably.
I don't know.
Bro,
I think she
Caroline be
would.
knowing,
I think
bro.
if she was on here, she would know. Like I said, I thought all y'all would know it.
She be knowing.
Gonna be some BS right here.
Come on, go ahead, man. Y'all done already.
What kind of
We gotta
game
have
you
a
wanna-
guess. Damn, I forgot.
I guess so y'all give up. I mean, Johnny
I'm
already
over here
threw
giving up already.
I at least want to throw
Johnny's
something out there.
done. Johnny is
I can't think of no more animals though. We know. Shit.
Is there a cat? Let's just start naming animals and just see if
Cats?
something comes. Is there a cat? Is there a dog? Is there a bird?
Is there a bird?
Is there a
I can't
pig?
think of no birds.
Can't
On the
think of-
PlayStation, fuck.
Is there
Y'all throwing in the towel, man?
Is there a? Oh wait, no.
Yeah. I
don't
can't think of no
Crash
guess that would
Bandicoot.
make any sense.
Yeah.
D-Lo, you two. I got the confirmation from them too. You two or
I mean, if you want to throw a Hail Mary, if you got one, I can't.
Bro,
I
if I
can't
let it say I'm married, bro, I need a reward or something. Y'all didn't follow me out to the
go ahead, throw it out there, bro. If you got it.
I mean,
I can't. I'm stumped.
trying to think. PlayStation 1. An
I'm
animal.
stumped. I know. I can't think of no other animals,
Bird,
man.
a chicken, a goose, a monkey.
Come
I'm just
on,
trying
man.
to
Just
think.
call it out, man. Come
Hold
on.
on.
Time out.
You said, hold on. You just kind of gave me some
Hold
kind of
on.
thought, maybe.
What's the guy in Ape Escape?
That's what I just thought about when you said monkey. I'm like, but it's a guy, but I mean, there's a bunch of monkeys everywhere. I don't know what his name is.
Come on.
And
What
I don't
is
know. I think that's the best guess because
What's-
that's
What's
the only thing we didn't
yeah.
mention.
Yeah. It's not a platformer.
It's not, and it's not. I mean, combat, not really. You know, I feel like that's gonna have to be the guess.
What is it called?
If you ask,
Ape
Ape
Escape.
Is okay. Does it meet all the not qualifications?
Kinda.
really.
I mean, I don't think it's multiplayer. It's not really combat. It's got animals in it. I mean, it's a big part of it. But you said you play as the animal though, right? So maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, is the
I
guy
feel-
a human? I don't even know.
I can't.
Probably.
I think he is. I think he is.
I mean, it sounds like that's y'all best guess.
You want to go
Honestly,
with
I
Ape
think it
Escape?
is.
I think it
Okay,
is.
Hail
It's the only
Mary.
thing-
You're welcome.
Yep.
With
All right,
these
Ape Escape.
Is it Ape Escape?
It is not. It is
Yeah.
not. One person on this podcast has mentioned this game before in other podcasts, which was Johnny. Blank was acclaimed by critics who praised the Blank story and animation and gameplay, though its length was criticized. Several publications listed as one of the best video games ever made. It had
crazy.
2 sequels.
That's crazy.
Before I pull it up, I'm gonna let me get it all set. But just know,
It's some BS.
when he came out, he always said kick, punch. It's all in the
Oh no!
rapper.
Oh my gosh.
I know y'all know it. I know
Of course,
Johnny and
of
BJ
course.
know.
Yes.
Definitely, yeah.
Absolutely. You know,
Hey, my
That's
man.
part of me wanted to ask if it was. I swear, part of me wanted to ask if it was a music game at one point, but I'm like, it's not no music game.
Hey.
Like, what kind of music game? That's sickening. That's sickening right there, bro. And man, that's combat right there, bro. They punching and kicking, bro.
That's why I said it was controversial, man. That's
I
why
mean,
I said
not really though.
controversial.
They just dance or whatever.
I thought for sure, Johnny, you mentioned it in another episode.
Yeah, I think there's a versus mode. I think you can play multiplayer in Parappa.
The thing I was looking
That
at
I
said
don't know.
no. It said it was a single player.
Okay.
I'm sick. That, and you know, all the times was there, and I swear, part of me was thinking like, is it music? Because after we got through all these different genres, and I'm like, what the hell could it be?
Part
Part
2,
of me
you
wanted
can
to
play
ask.
multiplayer, Johnny. Part 2.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't thinking about it anyway, but yeah.
Part of me wanted to ask if it was a music game, but I couldn't think. That game wasn't coming to my head, and I couldn't think of any actual music.
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't think about that one.
Only person I didn't know who D-Lo knew it, but I figured he knew it.
I've seen it before. I've definitely seen it before.
And D-Lo, if they made a Smash, I think they will put him in as I don't think like he's one of their things, but I think it's like a special character they might have.
Like kind of
Yeah,
how
but they
Piranha
gotta have him on
was.
there punching and kicking, bro. Hey, come on, no.
I think he's in PlayStation All Stars.
Oh, is
Okay.
He might be.
Okay. I never
Gonna
played it.
Punch
drop that list of all the genres because
Punch kick, it's all in the mind.
Hey, he know it. He know it already.
I know it. I know it, man.
now he mad.
That's Parappa the Rapper, bro. Who don't know that? I feel like people do know that if you show it to them. But I mean, maybe not. I don't know. I feel like they would. Maybe older people. Maybe not younger people.
Yeah, that's a hard loss. That
one hurts.
Hey, for another episode of the Game Aisle, please like and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. For D-Lo, Johnny, and BJ, we're out on Mondre. See you guys.